Welcome back. I'm excited to dive into our first money personality, and I'm starting with this one because it's probably the most common and most misunderstood. Let's talk about the spender. Now, before you think, oh, that's not me, I'm not irresponsible with money, hear me out. Because the spender personality isn't about being reckless or bad with money. It's about finding genuine joy and emotional satisfaction through purchases and experiences. So, if you're a spender, your motto might be something like, life's too short to not enjoy it, or you can't take it with you, and you know what? There's real wisdom in that perspective. Let's start with what makes spenders amazing, because there's a lot to celebrate here. First, spenders are often incredibly generous people. You're the friend who insists on picking up the check at dinner. You're the one who finds the perfect gift for everyone's birthday. You believe money should be shared and enjoyed, and that creates wonderful experiences and stronger relationships. Spenders also tend to be optimistic and present-focused. While others are worrying about what might happen in 10 years, you're making the most of today. You understand that experiences and memories have real value, sometimes more value than numbers in a bank account. And here's something people don't always realize. Spenders often drive innovation and economic growth. Your willingness to try new products, support small businesses, and instant experiences keeps the economy moving. That's not nothing. You also tend to be spontaneous and adaptable. When opportunities come up, a last-minute trip, a cool new gadget, a chance to try something new, you're ready to say yes. That openness to new experiences can lead to personal growth, new relationships, and even memories that last a lifetime. But let's be honest about the challenges too, because understanding your blind spots is how you get stronger. The biggest challenge for spenders is often around long-term financial security. When you're focused on enjoying today, it can be really hard to save for goals that feel abstract or far away. Retirement at 65, a house down payment in 5 years, those don't create the same emotional pull as a vacation you could book right now. Many spenders also struggle with what I call emotional spending. Maybe you shop when you're stressed, or celebrate good news with a purchase, or buy things to cheer yourself up when you're feeling down. Shopping becomes a form of therapy, which can work in the short term but creates problems over time. There's also the debt trap. Credit cards can feel like magic to a spender. They let you have what you want right now and worry about paying for it later. But that later always comes, and it usually comes with interest that makes everything more expensive. And let's talk about buyer's remorse. How many times have you bought something that felt amazing in the moment, only to feel guilty or regretful later? That cycle of excitement, followed by regret, can really mess with your relationship with money. Now, here's the most important part of this entire module. I want you to answer these 5 questions honestly. Don't overthink them, just go with your gut reaction. 1. Do you often make impulse purchases that you regret later? 2. When you're stressed or celebrating, is shopping your go-to activity? 3. Do you struggle to save money because there's always something you want to buy? 4. Are you typically the first person to pick up the check when you're dining with friends? And 5. Do you find budgeting restrictive and hard to stick to? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these questions, you likely have a strong spender tendency, and that's perfectly okay. Remember, we're not trying to change who you are, we're trying to work with who you are. So let's talk about practical strategies that actually work for spenders. First up is what I call the 24-hour rule. Here's how it works. For any non-essential purchase over $50, you wait a full day before buying it. I know, waiting is hard when you actually want something. But here's the thing. Sometimes that initial excitement fades, and you realize that you don't actually need or want the item as much as you thought. If, though, after 24 hours, you still want it, and you can afford it without impacting your other financial goals, go for it. This isn't about deprivation, it's about making sure your purchases are intentional rather than impulsive. Next, and this is crucial for spenders, automate your savings. I mean this literally. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account that happen the day your paycheck hits. Start with whatever amount feels manageable, even $25 or $50 per paycheck. The key is that this money moves before you have a chance to spend it. It's like paying yourself first, and then you can spend whatever's left without guilt. This works with your personality instead of against it. Here's another strategy I love for spenders. Create what I call a fund or freedom money. Each month, allocate a specific amount of money that's just for guilt-free spending. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $300, whatever works for your budget. But once you've spent that money, you're done for the month. This gives you permission to enjoy spending, which is important for your happiness, while also setting clear boundaries that protect your financial future. Now, I also want you to start tracking your emotional triggers around spending. Keep a simple spending journal for just 1 week. Before you make any purchase, write down how you're feeling. Are you stressed? Excited? Bored? Celebrating something? You might start to notice patterns. Maybe you always shop when you're anxious about work. Maybe you buy things when you're feeling lonely. Once you recognize these patterns, you can start finding other ways to address these emotions, ways that don't involve spending money. Finally, create a list of free or low-cost activities that give you the same emotional boost as shopping. Maybe it's calling a friend, or going for a walk in nature, trying out a new recipe, or organizing a space in your home. Having alternatives ready makes it easier to choose them when the spending urge hits. Let me recommend some specific tools that work really well for spenders. For tracking your expenses, try Mint or YNAB. That's You Need a Budget. These apps connect to your bank accounts and categorize your spending automatically, so you can see exactly where your money is going without a lot of manual work. For automated savings, look into apps like Capital or Digit. These apps analyze your spending patterns and automatically save small amounts when you can afford it. It's like having a savings assistant that works in the background. And if you do a lot of online shopping, install browser extensions like Honey or Capital One Shopping. These tools will automatically search for coupon codes and better prices, which means you can still enjoy shopping while spending less. Here's what I want you to remember. Being a spender isn't a character flaw that needs to be fixed. Your generosity, your appreciation for experiences, your ability to live in the moment, these are genuine strengths that make you who you are. The goal isn't to stop enjoying money. The goal is to enjoy it intentionally in ways that support both your happiness today and your security tomorrow. Start with just one of these strategies. Maybe it's the 24-hour rule, or setting up automatic savings, or creating your fun fund or freedom money. Pick the one that feels most doable and try it for a month. You can absolutely build wealth as a spender. You just need systems that work with your personality, not against it. In our next module, we're going to explore the complete opposite of the spender, the saver. Even if it's not your primary personality, I guarantee you'll learn strategies that can help balance out your spender tendencies. I'll see you there.